And now, the general weather around Alaska.
There's a flood watch out for the southern panhandle starting late tonight and continuing through Thursday afternoon due to the heavy rains that are now moving into the area and expected to continue. And looking at some specifics, again, flooding due to excessive rainfall for the southern southeast coast. And again, from late Tuesday night through Thursday afternoon. And some of these rainfall amounts, pretty impressive storm total amounts, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 inches here from Sitka over to Petersburg, Cake area, all the way down to Ketchikan and Metlakatla. And satellite imagery showing a couple of bands, this band bringing rain and wind, again, heaviest over the southern southeast coast. Low pressure right in here sending the heavy rain into the southern panhandle this afternoon. And clouds streaming northward here across the eastern interior to the eastern Arctic coast with rain as far west as into Prince William Sound. Cordova picked up about 1/3 of an inch today. Not much going on at Yakutat, but Valdez had some light rain and also some light rain into Passage Canal and around Portage. Then it cuts off. And otherwise, not too bad here over the western interior. Some clouds right through here with some areas of light snow showers and then light snow showers up along the Arctic coast. And the next push of moisture here coming across the Chukchi Sea to bring snow into the western Arctic coast, spreading southeastward here over the next day or so. Out to the west, pretty nice conditions out there. Next front pushing into the Aleutians there with gale force winds and rain starting to spread eastward. On today's chart, that's just getting into the Shimiatu area, otherwise high pressure making for a light wind condition, and that ridge bulging all the way up into the southwest interior. Dry conditions there, northerly winds, still pretty gusty here across the Alaska Peninsula. And some showers earlier today around Kodiak Island and up along the North Gulf Coast. Generally just cloudy here over Cook Inlet, Kenai Peninsula, and up into the Madanuska-Susitna Valley. Temperatures getting into the lower 50s at Talkeetna and Trapper Creek in those areas today, with temperatures near 50 in Wasilla. Otherwise, just clouds with some scattered snow showers over the central and northern interior. This cold front bringing some areas of light snow into the western Arctic coast and along the northwest coast. And for tonight, that kind of breaks off. This one takes off to the east with some light snow there. Weak low develops over the Seward Peninsula. So some periods of snow from the western Arctic or the northwest coast here, Cape Lisburne, Point Hope, Kivalina, down across the Seward Peninsula, mixed precipitation for St. Lawrence Island. And this next front edging slowly eastward, increasing the winds over the western Aleutians. Again, gale force winds expanding to about Atka Island, and high pressure southern southeast Bering Sea right up into the southwest interior here. Dries it out over south central Alaska. Still some clouds, but precipitation pretty much over now until you get all the way to the eastern North Gulf Coast. This front kind of stalled out along the coast there. Slow moving system here, slowly moving northward. So periods of rain, heavy at times for the southern central panhandle, lighter up to the north. And then for tomorrow, that front slowly pushes eastward and stays pretty windy here, but not as windy. Still maybe gusts to 40, 45 miles an hour. Rain heavy at times over the central and southern southeast coast, lighter again up to the north. Yakutats will pick up some moisture tomorrow. And then a little bit of snow here over the eastern interior, eastern Copper River Basin, all the way up to maybe Eagle. And partly sunny, south central Alaska, mostly sunny for Kodiak Island, dry over the central and eastern interior to the Arctic coast. And this low now sliding eastward from the Seward Peninsula into the lower Koyukuk Valley area, the front extending down. So periods of snow from the western Brooks Range all the way down into possibly the Kuskokwim Mountains there, especially the Yukon Delta, and gale force winds and rain pushing into the central Aleutians. And then for the day on Thursday, that low weakens here, front pushing eastward, picking up the winds, of probably just small craft advisories for the Fox Islands, increasing chances of rain and wind for the Pribilofs during the day. And one trough brings some light snow over the eastern interior. Next one, a little bit stronger, brings more snow into the western Arctic coast all the way down to the Bering Strait, as the northern Bering Sea, under high pressure here ridging in from Russia, keeps it dry and partly cloudy over the northern Bering Sea into the interior, all the way in across south central Alaska. So a couple of dry days coming up here for much of southern Alaska. Still a chance of moisture for the eastern Arctic coast. And with this low parked just south of Cape St. Elias, that flow will keep it damp and unsettled for the panhandle. Lows tonight in the 40s for the southeast coast, otherwise mid-20s Copper River Basin, 20s for the southwest part of the state, mid-30s out toward the Yukon Delta coast, 30 to 35 here south central Alaska, upper 30s Kodiak Island, teens and 20s central interior, 10 to 15 in the Brooks Range, and in the 20s for the Arctic coast, lower 40s for the Aleutians. Highs tomorrow near 50 for Kodiak, and 55 to 60 over the southern panhandle, mid-50s up to the north, and in the 40s for south central Alaska, upper 30s Copper River Basin, lower 40s, lower to mid-40s for Bristol Bay, and near 50 for Kodiak, and in the lower 30s there for the central interior, 20 to 25, or actually near 20 for the Brooks Range, and in the 20s for the Arctic coast. And the following morning, 5 to 15 for the lows for the north slope into the Brooks Range there, and 15 to 25 in the interior, with around 20 McGrath Nikolai, and then lower to mid-30s for Bristol Bay, upper 30s Kodiak Island, upper 20s to near 30 for south central Alaska, dropping into the teens in the Copper River Basin, 45 to 50 for the southeast coast. Highs for Thursday afternoon, still pretty nice over the southern panhandle temperature-wise, upper 50s there. Near 50 Kodiak, upper 30s to lower 40s now for south central Alaska, except warmer toward Seldovia and Homer, and Seward in the mid-40s. And 25 to 30, a little cooler for the central interior, 20s for the Seward Peninsula, teens for the Brooks Range, 20s for the Arctic coast and North